Let's unpack from Hawaii. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, a place where we talk all things beauty. So we just got home from our family trip to Hawaii. We spent 6 beautiful days on the big island of Hawaii, and by the way, I did vlog the whole thing and I'm almost done editing that, so I'm not really sure what's gonna go up first, this unpack with me or the vlog, but either way both videos are coming your way, so stay tuned. But today we are doing something a little bit different. You know how people do those pack with me videos? Well, today I want to flip it up a little bit and do an unpack with me. Basically show you what I brought on the trip, what I actually ended up using, and what ended up sitting in my suitcase looking pretty and untouched for no reason. And it's funny because actually my husband surprised me with this trip to Hawaii. It's my birthday and also our 10-year anniversary, which is crazy to think about, so I just honestly didn't have time to film any pack with me videos. Yeah, this is what we're gonna do today. We're gonna go through my skincare, makeup, body care, hair care, some of my outfits. And by the way, I used to be a serial overpacker. Like, I remember packing just so many dresses and heels for some reason, but also lots of makeup, lots of skincare. And what would happen is I would maybe use, I don't know, 30% of all I packed. I really wanted that to change. I'm just so done with overpacking. I'm in my minimalist era, I guess. And listen, this is my version of minimalism, so for somebody else it still could be way too much. And I think it depends on so many things, but for me this is a huge progress. So as I mentioned, we stayed on the big island of Hawaii. We stayed in the Kona, which is on the west side of the island. My husband has actually rented a house in this gorgeous cloud forest, which was, by the way, like something from my dream. It was so peaceful, so lush, so green. There's no dangerous animals on Hawaii. Nobody's trying to eat you or bite you. You can go and explore the island even at night. Nothing will happen to you, which is just mind-blowing. It feels like you're in paradise. That's the only way I can describe it. The weather was absolutely amazing too. It would get a little bit cloudy and moody in the mornings, but then it would clear up and become really sunny, and it would be about 27-28 degrees Celsius. You guys know I reject Fahrenheit. I don't know how much that in Fahrenheit. You can let me know. It was a really nice big house. We had our washer and dryer, which was so handy, especially since we were traveling with 2 little kids. We did a lot of laundry. Again, that factor also contributes to the way that I packed this time. I definitely feel if we would stay in a hotel, I would pack so much more clothes just because I don't have that ability to quickly set up laundry. We rented a car and it was an amazing way to explore the island. So every day we would drive and see some beautiful things around the island. We saw Waipio Valley in the northeast. We also saw Green Sand Beach in the south. We went to see the waterfalls in the northeast. We also went to volcanoes. Unfortunately, they were not active. Like, before we arrived to Hawaii, they stopped erupting and they started immediately erupting after we left. Which I'm laughing, but I'm just so sad that we didn't see them. You know, just one of a lifetime experience, but there's nothing we can do. We can't control volcanoes. So hopefully this is a sign that we should visit maybe again. But now that we are back, let's unpack together. Let's see what worked, what flopped, and what I would do differently next time. Alright, let's start with outfits. And this right here is my #1 comfiest outfit ever. I love this one so much. This is sweatpants sent from Aerie, and it comes with this cozy big plush hoodie. It says "Talk to me tomorrow" on the back, and that's the vibe for me at the airport especially. And we also have these sweatpants. I love the color. It's super cozy, it's cute, it's warm, it's just so low effort. Our flight was about 6 hours and it gets pretty chilly up in the air, so this kept me really warm and comfy all this time. I also wore this set around the island. I remember we came back from the Green Sand Beach and we just made a little stop on the coast, just enjoyed watching the sunset, and it gets pretty chilly, so this came in clutch. I've had this set for about maybe a year now. I washed it so many times and the quality is amazing. Honestly, I want to buy more colors, but I'm just trying to be good and spend less money right now. Also, every time I wear this, I get compliments, which is such a win in my book because I'm literally not even trying to look cute. Big fan, so if you're in the market for a good sweatpant, set. Highly recommend this everyone. I think I packed these denim shorts from Abercrombie. I mean, you absolutely have to have at least one pair of denim shorts on vacation. These were amazing. I wore them a ton on the island. I wore them with my t-shirts. I also wore them with my swimsuit, like as a cover-up. I also packed this white simple t-shirt with some letters on it. This one is from Zara, and I wore it a lot with my shorts. Just in case I wanted to feel a little bit fancier, I packed this top from Abercrombie, and I absolutely love this one. It's so stretchy, it's so comfy to wear. Love these buttons. I wore it maybe 2 times. I felt a little bit overdressed when wearing it, to be honest, just because the vibe is so relaxed on the island. Nobody is really dressing up. There are no fancy restaurants. At least we haven't been to a really fancy restaurant while we were there. Still, I'm glad I had this. I felt really cute wearing it. Then things took a turn and I packed for some reason 2 workout sets. This one is from H&M. We have this little top and bike shorts. And this one is also from Aerie, and I love this color. It's just so pretty and gives me fairy vibes. And the shorts are super cute with this folded top, but I actually ended up only wearing this set right here. I packed them too, thinking that we would do a lot of hiking. You know, I need to be comfortable, but the hikes were not that crazy difficult. Again, we have 2 small children, so we didn't do any really difficult hikes. I was absolutely okay hiking in my shorts. This one stayed untouched. So I packed a couple of swimsuits for this trip, but honestly the beaches on Hawaii are kind of wild. There's just not a lot of soft launch in the sand kind of beaches there. Most of them are super rocky or have super strong currents and waves, so chilling and laying on the beach wasn't really an option. So I definitely don't feel like I needed to bring 2 swimsuits. This one was from H&M and it's so cute, but I just didn't end up wearing this one. I ended up going to Two-Step Beach, and that place was absolutely amazing. It was a little bit too crowded and touristy though. Just so glad that we went, because we were able to get a little of that snorkeling experience, and I saw so many fish and the water was super clear. It was a little bit hard to go in the water. You kind of have to sit on a rock. That rock was a little bit slimy and I saw a couple of people sleeping from it, so that was kind of stressful for me. But I ended up wearing this one-piece swimsuit from H&M when we were there. I love this ribbed material and I felt so comfortable wearing it. I also brought this little cover-up that I planned to wear with my black swimsuit from H&M. Didn't end up wearing it just because I wore that white swimsuit with my shorts instead. We also visited Black Sand Beach and Green Sand Beach, and those 2 places are just beyond beautiful, and I highly recommend you guys go and see them if you can. But again, the waves were so powerful, so strong. I would say they were kind of dangerous to swim in. I feel like you have to be a really confident and good swimmer to step into them. Again, since we have 2 small children, we just ended up taking it all in from the shore, enjoying the most amazing views and sounds from the ocean. And I would 100% still go and recommend going to those beaches. It's just a little bit more adventurous experience that I have planned in my mind. I was really going for minimalism, right? Unfortunately, I think I took it a little bit too far. I completely forgot to pack my pajamas, so I just ended up stealing my husband's t-shirt and sleeping in it the entire time. And not gonna lie, it was really comfy, but maybe next time I will make sure that I do pack some basics, you know? Now let's talk about the shoes, because I definitely feel like I have some thoughts to share. These are my favorite sneakers in the world. These are New Balance. They are classic 996. I love that they are lighter in color. Please disregard the way they look. They have been with me through it all. I think I maybe had them for 6 years. There's literally a hole in the shoe right here. Not a minimalist by any stretch of imagination, but there's something about workout shoes that I always have just one pair. I don't know what it is. I just don't go and buy lots and lots of workout shoes for some reason. But these are the comfiest shoes ever. You know how some sneakers can be. You look at them, you think, oh, these are gonna be so comfy. I can walk in them for hours. No. Some workout shoes, sneakers, whatever you want to call them, they feel so uncomfortable for no reason. Like, you are supposed to be comfy. That's your main goal. But these are my babies right here. I will 100% rebuy them. I'm just waiting for some sort of sale or discount. But yeah, I ended up wearing them in the airport throughout our whole trip. If we would go on a hike, these are the ones I would wear. I can easily wear them the whole day and they will not hurt my feet. I really enjoy that they are lighter in color and have these beautiful accents. These are just a perfect summer sneaker to me. I'm really sad to let this go. I really love the shoes, but I feel like it's time. Here we have another pair of shoes that I ended up taking with me and not wearing one single time. These, I think these are called mono sandals. They are from Steve Madden. Many of these brands' shoes are kind of hit or miss for me. I feel like some of them are just so uncomfortable, but these are an exception. These are really comfy. I had them maybe for, again, 4 years now, so it's definitely time to retire them. I took them with me thinking that maybe I would wear it with my Abercrombie top. Usually we would have a breakfast, get in the car and go on a whole day adventure, so I just didn't have time to switch between my shoes. I would just wear my sneakers the whole day. I felt like they are casual enough to wear throughout the day, but again, we would usually hike and do activities throughout the day, so these are just ended up not being touched. And I also packed these slippers from Havana's. These were hit or miss. Yes, I wore them. Again, Hawaiian beaches are full of rocks and sometimes it can get really slippery. So many people wore like a swimming shoe and those seemed more reasonable and confident than these ones. Our host actually provided us with slippers at the house and that was really nice and I wore them a lot. So I feel like these were not the best for Hawaii. I feel like if you're going and you want to explore those wild beaches, you might want pack something different than this. Now let's go through the makeup I packed with me. So as I've mentioned, we stayed on the west side of the island and we would do a lot of driving every day just to see all the things around the island. One thing to keep in mind when you're driving around the big island, the pace of life there is super slow. Many of the roads are like 25 miles per hour and it just feels like it takes forever to get from one place to another. So you just gotta be prepared to drive at a slower pace and enjoy the scenery because trust me, it's worth it. But what it meant for me is that I had a lot of time to get ready in the car. I was a passenger princess and I enjoyed every minute of it, but this case right here is actually from Lawless Beauty. They sent it my way in PR, which I'm so grateful when brands do that. I never get rid of cases like that just because I know when we are traveling, this will be perfect for packing. So let's go in and see. Alright, so this bag right here is actually from one of those Sephora favorite sets. I love that it's just so soft and plushy. But this one had my brushes. But let's go through makeup first. I know I brought a primer with me. This is Photo Finish Primerizer Hydrating Primer. I thought I would use it. Don't mind this primer, I think it's okay, but I was just slathered in my sunscreen and I didn't really feel like I need another hydrating layer, so this one ended up not being used. Then I have my Summer Fridays Sheer Skin Tint. I love this one. I have mine in the shade 2. This one is in my project pan and it's almost there, almost empty. Love the skin tint. It gives a really nice amount of coverage. It doesn't look patchy or weird. It also wears pretty well throughout the day. This was the only foundation skin tint product that I've packed with me and I ended up being really happy with the choice. I've used it every day. Alright, moving on to my concealer. We have Pure Match Liquid Concealer from Jen Iredale. I decided to pack this one because it gives a really nice light coverage and I really enjoy wearing light coverage products while I'm on vacation, just letting my skin breathe a little bit. So this was a really good decision too. For my cream bronzer, I packed my Merit Bronzer Stick Bronze Balm. This one is in the shade Clay. I have this one in my project pan. I love this one. It's just so easy and looks so natural on you. Actually cannot mess this one up, so I also wore it every single time I did my makeup. Alright, then we have our cream and liquid blushes. We have this Tower 28 Beach Please in Magic Hour. I also have this in my project pan, so you know, just trying to pack as many project pan items as I could. This is such a good blush. Fall in love with it all over again. It's the only one I want to use all the time, so we really enjoyed using this one. Alright, and then I thought, let me just grab one more blush option just in case. And I saw this little mini from Rare Beauty. This is the Believe shade. I didn't end up using this one. I think it's mainly because Rare Beauty blushes are kinda on the more pigmented side. Just so into this Tower 28 blushes right now. So this one kinda got lost in the shuffle. Love this formula, but I feel like these are a little bit easier for me, especially while I was on vacation, you know, so this one didn't get used at all. I see another primer kind of product. This is Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Hue Drops, and these are my favorite bronzing drops. Just don't look patchy on the skin, and I really appreciate that, especially as a pale person, but I ended up using this maybe one time closer to the end of the trip when my face got a little bit more color. Really enjoy them, and I love that it's a mini. It's just so easy and compact and doesn't take up much space. A win for me overall, and I don't regret bringing them with me. Then we have my Lawless Seal the Deal Loose Setting Powder. I have it in my project pan. I'm working my way through it. So I would usually get ready in car at around 8 a.m. and then we would come back home at maybe 6 or 7 p.m. And I feel like this powder did such a good job of keeping my makeup intact all day. It wasn't as huge and bulky, but again, it's in my project pan. I'm committed. I'm working my way through it. I always pack at least one face palette with me, so I decided to pack this Smashbox Halo Sculpt Plus Glow Face Palette. This one is in Back to Cali, and this is what it looks like. Gorgeous. I love this highlighter. Ended up using it maybe one time. I think I had one of those days when I felt so lazy, and whenever I feel really lazy, I always do like a face of powder makeup. Just a quick 20-minute makeup and that's it, and this palette was perfect for that. I also wore this bronzer in my crease and this highlighter all over the lid for a quick eye look. I will say the mirror is kinda annoying, it never stays up, so that was a little bit uncomfortable and inconvenient while getting ready with it, but overall no regrets taking it with me. For my eyeshadow, I brought this liquid eyeshadow from Lancome. This one is Idol Tint Liquid Eyeshadow. I have it in the shade 6. Wow, this is amazing formula, guys. Comes in this matte finish. I know they have shimmery finishes too, but I'm not a fan of those. Those crease on me is so bad, but this one is really interesting. It never budges on me. It does dry pretty quickly, so you kind of have to be really fast blending it all out, but other than that, it's an amazing formula and it was so long wearing. Highly enjoy wearing this one. As for my fun shimmer eyeshadows, I brought this Stella Glaze stick shadow in Bewitched. This one is from Moira. I love these shadow sticks. It's like a neutral shade with a green shift to it. It's so sparkly on the eyes. Looks absolutely amazing. I wore this, I don't know, maybe practically all of the times. And I wore the Sitara Sparkles from Colfi maybe one time. Mine is completely dried out, as you can tell. And I feel like I get the best pigment out of it if I use my finger, and I just wasn't in the mood to use my finger while I was getting ready in car, you know, to have separate napkins to wipe and everything. So I just didn't enjoy that, and I feel like that's the reason why I didn't reach for this one, which is a shame. Okay, I also see my cream highlighter. This one is also in my project pan. This is Maracuja Juicy Glow from Tarte. I have it in the shade Pearlescent. I've used this a ton. This is so pretty on the skin, gives this gorgeous glow. I just have to remember to use it before setting my makeup, just because I feel that if I use it after, it gets kind of weird and cakey on the skin, but if I use it correctly, I love this glow. I ended up taking my Lash Clash mascara from YSL with me, and no regrets. I love this one so much. It gives a ton of volume and separation to my lashes. Plus, it wears really well throughout the day. It doesn't transfer or flake on me, so love that. Let's see what we have right here. Okay, I brought my fine brow pencil from Joa. I know that they are a drugstore brand. This was so easy to use. This is such a good shade. It wasn't the most long lasting on me, I've noticed, but other than that, so easy to use. I really enjoy this one. And this thing right here helps to keep my eyebrows in shape all day. This is Refine. This is the Brow Sculpt Eye Gel. I love this thing. We went snorkeling and I had this brow gel on and my makeup didn't move at all. Couldn't be more happy with this product. I brought my Lancome 24 Hours Drama Liquid Pencil. I also have it in my project pan. This was really easy to use. I didn't wear it every single day. I don't know, I just felt like liner was a little bit too much for me and my preferences on the vacation, but I did use it. I also have my tweezers in here, and I only brought one lip liner. This is Artist Color Pencil Extreme from Makeup Forever. Basically their formula, but just more waterproof and long wearing. I have it in the shade Wherever Walnut. This was absolutely stunning on. I loved my lip combos with this one, and the formula is so nice. No regrets here. Oh, I also brought this Goof Proof Brow Powder from Benefit. That's a discovery. I have it in the shade 2.5. Didn't end up using this one. And listen, with lips, I have to have my options, okay? Love my In Beauty product lip oils. This is Candy Glaze, a Shea Delicious Red. Love this one so much. This one was in collaboration with Poppy, and this one is in Raspberry Rose. This is a little bit too Barbie pink for me, but thankfully it's sheer enough for me to use, and I really enjoy this one. I also brought with me this Dasik lip stain. I think I wore it maybe one time, like the first day. But it's a really nice formula. It's very comfortable, non-drying, and goes on really smooth, non-patchy, non-streaky. Love this ones. And another huge favorite from Tower 28. This is their lip jelly. I have mine in the shade Ice Pistachio. This was one of the limited edition ones, and it came in a set with their lip liner in Work of Art. I love this one. The sparkles are so pretty on the lips. It doesn't feel gritty or non-comfortable at all. I wore this one a ton, and this one is also in my project pan. I'm just so excited because I made so much progress on it. I brought my Merit mirror with me. They sent it my way in PR. As you can tell, I didn't pack any eyeshadow palette that would have a mirror for me to get ready, so this came really handy. Next, I have my little travel case where my beauty blender lives. Used it to blend my skin tint and my concealer, so I didn't have to pack any brushes for that. Next, I have this interesting product. This is new from Huda Beauty. This is their Easy Bake Setting Spray. It actually came in the mail just right before we were leaving, and I saw it, and of course I was like, oh, let me take it with me and test it and see if it's good. This is a really nice one. It has rice starch, and that's apparently is supposed to keep your makeup flawless all day. So you twist the top and then the product comes out. It doesn't have any fragrance or alcohol. I've been really putting it to the test, you know, wearing my makeup on the island the whole week, and so far I'm so impressed. We went snorkeling and I put my face with makeup on in the water, and my makeup did not move or budge. Nothing happened to it, and I honestly think that it might be because of this setting spray. I'm excited to test it out more. So far I'm so impressed. I love Huda Beauty so much. All their products are amazing. And final product I have here is the Scalp and Hair Mist sunscreen. This one is from Coola. This has SPF 30, and it's just such an interesting product. I never used hair sunscreen before. But basically you just shake it up and spray on your roots and anywhere you want sun protection on your hair. It's non-greasy, it smells really herbally and fresh. I love the scent. I actually wore my baseball cap pretty much the whole time on the island, so I used it maybe a couple of times, but I just didn't feel the need to use it just because I was covering my hair all of the time. And also here I've kept my bag with brushes. I always bring a towel with me just to quickly clean my brushes if I want to switch between bronzer to blush or between different eyeshadows and stuff like that. Super handy. I have my little powder puff from Danessa Myrix. I love this one. The best way to apply powder. I brought this little brush from Rose Ink. It's perfect to apply bronzer and also cream and liquid blushes. And since I've packed that Smashbox face palette, I've decided to bring these two brushes from Huda Beauty. I absolutely love these brushes, you guys. We have R203, and I use this one for my bronzer. And I also packed R202. I've used this for my blush. These are just such high quality brushes. They're so well made. They're natural hair bristle type of brushes and they just blend your makeup seamlessly. I love them. We have these 3 eye brushes. I've packed a smaller blending brush. This one is a little bit bigger to pack on your lid shade. And I also brought a little liner brush just in case I wanted to do a little liner moment. And finally I have my spoolie because to me this one is a must-have. Really proud of not overpacking my brushes because I always end up bringing way too much and this actually served me really well. Alright, now let's talk skincare I brought on this trip and what I actually ended up using. This pack is from Amazon, I think. So first we have these 2, I don't know what you would call them, but basically they're like towels that you put on your wrists. So when you do your double cleansing, you wash your face, the water doesn't actually end up being all over you. It kind of gets caught up by these little towels. This is such a must-have for me. I don't know how I lived without them before. These are from Haircare. They sent it my way in PR and obsessed. I ended up double cleansing every night because, you know, I wore makeup every day. So let's start with this LMS Pro Collagen Cleansing Balm. I really enjoy how effective this one is. It really melts my SPF and makeup like a dream. It's very nourishing on the skin. My skin felt really soft after using it. However, this thing is so heavily fragranced. Oh my god. Even now I just open it and it kind of fills up my whole room. It got that really heavy essential oils type of scent. I don't really mind a fragrance product, but this is a little bit too much even for me. It still does the job pretty well, so I did use it, but I would probably never repurchase this one, to be honest. Plus, I think it's $69 or something ridiculous like that, so that's a no for me. I brought 2 cleansers to use as my second cleanse, and by the way, we ended up using them as our body washes too, so I didn't pack separate body wash, and that was such a good decision. But first we have this Marine Clean Purifying Gel Cleanser from Kapari, and I actually ended up getting it as a birthday perk from Ulta. And I just thought, let me pack it because it's marine, it has algae, it has all those ocean vibes. I love how lightweight this one is. It made me feel really refreshed and it didn't dry me out, which I always appreciate. But again, not sure what is going on with these products. It's just so heavily scented. This one is given aquatic cucumber perfume and it is strong. Just not my personal favorite. I don't need my cleanser to smell like a beach body spray. It does cleanse really well. It didn't dry me out, but the fragrance alone killed it for me. So I will use it up, but I will not be repurchasing this one. Now, this one's a classic. They used as a people kale plus green tea, spinach, vitamins cleanser. I've gone through a couple of these and I think it's a solid cleanser. It's super fresh, it gets the job done, and I love that it foams without stripping. This one is also scented. It's got that green juice vibe, kale, spinach, green tea, but in a cleanser. But still, it's way more subtle than the Kapari or Elemis. I do like it, but I feel like it's overhyped for some reason. To me, it's not mind-blowing, but it's reliable. However, it comes in this glass bottle and my kids almost dropped it a couple of times, so that was nerve-wracking, but overall, it's a good one. Alright, I brought a couple of toner products and I've used this Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultra Fine Mist as my first step after cleansing my face. This one is fragrance too. This one smells straight up like Watermelon Jolly Ranchers to me. Super sweet. I wouldn't really say that it's my vibe. This one was just okay to me. It didn't really give me much hydration, maybe a tiny bit of hydration. Mostly I felt like I was spraying scented water all over my face. I just don't think it made a big difference in my skin. But I feel like I would get more use out of this one as a refresher throughout the day. Then I brought this Celos Mist Toner from Korean brand Legom. I hope I pronounced it correctly, but this was so much more hydration than the Glow Recipe one. Plus, I've noticed my skin felt really calm after using this one. This one has also some essential oils, but the scent is not strong. It's more like a light, fresh scent, but it's nothing overpowering like the Glow Recipe one or previous products I've mentioned. There's zero stickiness, no irritation. Yeah, it actually felt soothing on the skin. I really enjoyed using this one. And finally, for my toners, I've brought Laneige Cream Skin Serapeptide Toner and Moisturizer, and as you guys can tell, this ended up being such a huge favorite for me. So this is kind of like a hybrid. Yes, it's technically a creamy milky toner, but honestly, I feel like if you're really oily, you can get away with using it as your light layer of moisturizer. What I love is that it feels really nourishing without being greasy or sticky. And it has this really calming, smooth texture. How some toners feel like they're just there to balance your skin after washing it, but this one actually feels like a treatment. And it's just layered so well with other products, and my skin felt so plump and hydrated. Such a win in my book, and I have a full-size bottle and I'm opening that one immediately. I also brought this white kaolin mud mask from Lego. I don't know, I was just thinking that maybe I would be in the mood for a little detoxifying and deep cleansing session, but of course I didn't end up using this one. We would come home later at night and I was just so tired and I wasn't in the mood for a clay mask, to be honest. Good thing it was a tiny sample, so it didn't take up much space in my bag. But I'm very intrigued by their products and I will definitely be using this one up really soon. Another cleanser that I see, I haven't even opened this one. This is Mellow Marula Cream Cleanser from Drunk Elephant. We did quite a bit of traveling and activities throughout the day, and I felt like my skin really needed that good deep cleanse with gel cleanser. So this one was just not something that I reach for. But I'm excited to try it. I love a gentle cleanser, especially on days when my skin is really dry. Can't wait to try this one. I packed my vitamin C glow serum from Cocokind, and I'm such a huge fan of Cocokind products. I feel like they are an amazing quality and they are reasonably priced. I'm actually almost done with mine, but this has a stable version of vitamin C, so it won't oxidize on you or smell weird. It also has hyaluronic acid and azelaic acid, which helps with brightening and smoothing. I really enjoy how lightweight and hydrating it feels on the skin. It almost gives you this soft, bouncy feel after you apply it. It's very gentle on the skin. I think the first ingredient here is aloe vera juice. And I feel like because of that, sometimes it didn't really fully dry down. When I tried rubbing it in, it would kind of emulsify and turn white. It was visible and it just took a while to absorb. And again, it's not the worst and it does eventually absorb, but it's just not my favorite in terms of layering it with other products. But overall, I think it's a really solid, affordable option that gives you a really nice glow and has amazing ingredients. I just wish the texture was a little bit refined. It's good, but it's just not a holy grail for me. I also wanted to bring one hydrating serum, so I've packed this mini of plump hyaluronic serum from Glow Recipe. I really enjoy the moisturizer from this line. This one feels really nice and hydrating on the skin. I will say it feels a little bit slippery. It takes a little bit of time to fully dry down before layering other products. I think it's a nice serum overall. I was just not completely blown away by it. And this one is up there in price. I think it's like $42 or something, so I don't know, not really sold on this one. I brought a couple of moisturizers with me, and one of them was Hydra Essential Cream from Clarins. This was super hydrating. It's rich, but it's still light enough to wear under makeup. Texture-wise, it was kind of thick, but it absorbs fairly quickly. The only thing, and that applies to almost every Clarins product I've tried, it's fragranced. This one is not as heavily fragranced as the other products, but the scent is definitely there. It smells kind of like a spa experience, so if you like that, you will enjoy this one. This one is really pricey. This must be at least $50, so it's definitely an investment. But if you want that rich hydrating cream that feels really indulgent on the skin and absorbs fairly quickly, this one is a good pick. It's not a must-have for me, but I will definitely keep using this one up. I've also brought this Watermelon Glow Pink Juice Moisturizer from Glow Recipe, and this is just their mini. This one was kinda a fail for me. I thought that I would maybe enjoy it using during daytime, for that ultimate lightweight hydration, but unfortunately it's just not cutting it for me in terms of hydration. This is an oil-free formula. I feel like if you're somebody who has extremely oily skin, you would really enjoy this one because it doesn't give any greasiness and it absorbs really quickly, but it's just so lightweight on my skin. It almost feels like I'm applying a serum, to be honest. I've used it maybe one time and then I've used my other moisturizers instead. I think I will pass this one along to one of my friends with really oily skin. I feel like she might enjoy this one more than me. I also packed this mini of triple per wrap weightless multitasking moisturizer SPF 40 from Supergoop. I adore minis, it's so cute. So this one is like a moisturizer and sunscreen in one. Hello, time saver, but I would still of course wear a separate sunscreen on top of this one, but I just love the idea of layering them. The formula of this one is super lightweight. It almost feels like gel and it absorbs really fast without that greasy, heavy feeling you sometimes get with sunscreen. It also has niacinamide, which I love. It honestly feels like a moisturizer more than a sunscreen, and I love that it doesn't leave any nasty white cast or feel heavy on the skin. However, it has those chemical filters in it and it has that nasty sunscreen smell. If you know, you know, but that was a downside to me, to be honest. So if you're sensitive to that chemical sunscreen fragrance, you might not love it either. Still a very nice option if you want an easy multitasking sunscreen slash moisturizer. Just be aware of that scent. I also packed this Eczema Therapy Daily Moisturizing Cream of Aveeno and it really surprised me because this turned out my number one moisturizer during my trip. I love this one. It has 1% colloidal oatmeal, so it's super gentle on the skin, very soothing, and it was perfect for my sensitive skin, especially after long days under the sun. The texture is kind of thicker, but it absorbs so quickly and leaves my skin feeling so soft with zero greasiness. And of course it's fragrance free, which is always a win in my book, and it kept my skin feeling comfortable all day long. Such an amazing, affordable and reliable option if you need something soothing and moisturizing. It was my go-to during this trip and I will keep using this one. I also brought this mini of moisturizing lotion from Cetaphil and didn't end up using it at all just because I was so obsessed with the Aveeno one. I also brought a mini of Summer Fridays Jet Leg Mask. I love this formula so much. It's one of my favorite when my skin is feeling extra dry or depleted, especially after a longer flight or a super busy day. I love how it feels super rich and nourishing, but it never leaves my skin feeling greasy, and it really helps to plump and hydrate. This one is also on the pricier side, but I always love to have this one in my rotation just for those days when my skin is extra dry. And this one was just so nice to use in my evening routine, and I ended up using it almost every single night. I've packed these two sample sizes of eye creams. First we have the Nip and Fab Vitamin C eye cream. And honestly, it was really nice. It has some good brightening ingredients. It was really hydrating. It's kind of rich, but feels really lightweight and absorbs quickly without feeling greasy. Plus it sits really nicely under makeup. I've used it in my mornings routine and I feel like I'm almost done with it. And I also packed this little mini of Verify 2020 eye cream, and I feel like this one was a little bit lighter in texture than the Nip and Fab one. I really enjoyed this texture. It was really smooth and it sinks in pretty quickly without feeling greasy, which I personally love. And I feel like it did a pretty good job of hydrating my under eyes. I think I got these both minis in my Ipsy glam bags, but I just love to travel with minis. I also packed these two Kitsch scrunchies. I love these scrunchies so much. I packed two just in case I lose one, because that happens a lot to me. I also packed these hair clips. They are from Colfi. They sent them my way in PR. Next I have my Mango People lip balm, and I love this formula. It's so hydrating. It's packed with nourishing ingredients and it just makes my lips feel so soft. It's not too waxy, it's not thick or sticky. It has this subtle tropical scent that's not too overpowering, which I love. I've used it every time at the end of my morning routines, and it's been great for keeping my lips smooth and hydrated. And I also packed my pharmacy lip smoothie. This one is in apple. I absolutely love the way it smells, plus I have it in my project pan. This one is really creamy, moisturizing, and gives this really nourishing feel without being sticky or heavy. I also love that it contains gentle acids like lactic acid and one more, I forgot which one, but it's just such a nice way to have a really mild exfoliation. I wouldn't say that it's super long lasting, but it keeps my lips smooth and hydrated for a good amount of time. And I've used it every time at the end of my evening routine just to keep my lips smooth and hydrated during the night. I packed my sunscreens in this separate little bag just because I felt like we might want to reapply throughout the day, so to make it easier to carry around, they were placed in this bag. So first we have this Daily Tinted Fluid Sunscreen from Beauty of Joseon. I have mine in the shade LP110. So this is a really nice physical sunscreen that uses zinc oxide, and it has a tinted finish, so there's no white cast to it. I really love how smooth and fluid this one is, and it's just so easy to apply. It never feels greasy on the skin. I will say it does contain alcohol denatured, which can sometimes be drying or irritating for sensitive skin, and they added to make it dry down a little bit faster on the skin. I do enjoy this one overall, and I've used it of course every day, but I feel like it's mostly geared towards oilier skin types, just because I feel like, yes, it goes on really moisturizing and hydrating at first, but then it kind of dries down completely and gives this soft matte finish. But overall, if you're looking for a lightweight physical sunscreen, this one is an amazing option. I also packed the Super Stick SPF 45 face stick from vacation, just because I thought it would be perfect for convenient on-the-go sun protection and easy reapplication. It has this really interesting teardrop shape. It goes on so smooth on the skin. There's a little to no tug to it. Zero white cast, plus it smells like a tropical dream. It has this sweet banana scent. I love this one so much. Alright, and the final sunscreen that I've packed that turned out to be a complete fail is this classic body sunscreen from Coola. This one is in Pina Colada, and I love the way it smells. It has this really sweet tropical scent to it, and I've used Coola sunscreens before and I had zero issues, but for some reason this time I got sunburned so bad. This is a chemical sunscreen and that works really fine with me. It also water resistant. That was one of the reasons why I packed it for this trip. And I really enjoy how moisturizing it feels on the skin, because sometimes sunscreens can feel really drying. I always apply my sunscreens pretty generously. I am not missing any spots. I mainly got sunburned on my arms and shoulders, and I thought maybe I didn't put enough on. Maybe it was my mistake, maybe I didn't apply enough, or maybe I missed my shoulders, but even on my arms here where I know I applied it really heavily, I still burned. I'm just super bummed. It was the only sunscreen that I packed for the whole family, and I usually love Coola sunscreens, and for some reason nobody else in the family got sunburned, so I have no idea what's going on. I usually love Coola sunscreens. They've been a total game changer for me, so I honestly have no idea what went wrong here. Anyone else had this happen? Right, and this is the final bag, and it's where I kept my hair care and some of my body care things. And first I have shampoo and conditioner from the brand Prose. I hope I didn't butcher that, but Prose is basically like a custom hair care brand that creates shampoo, conditioner, and they also have other products like hair masks specifically to your hair type and your goals. So you take a quick quiz online on their website where they ask about everything from your hair texture to even your zip code, which I find so interesting because I think they take into consideration such things as humidity where you live, or pollution, or how hard water is where you live. And then they formulate your products just for you. You can see my name on both of these products. I think it's really cool. It feels super personalized. Plus, this brand is big on clean ingredients and sustainability, which is, of course, always a win. I've been loving this shampoo. It makes my hair feel really softer and less frizzy. And this conditioner is really nice and lightweight and doesn't weigh my hair down. Then I packed this Hair Proud Hair Revival Leave-In Scalp and Hair Moisturizer, and this is so nice. Everything weighs my hair down. I have super fine thin hair, but this is super lightweight but still gives such a nice boost of moisture and hydration. Sometimes after washing my hair, my scalp feels kind of tight and dry, and this definitely helps with that. Plus, this one is non-greasy, which is such a game changer for me. I can actually use it a little bit on my roots even, and things wouldn't get weird. Plus, this one is super affordable, and bonus points for this easy spray bottle makes it so quick and mess-free. Would highly recommend if you have similar hair to mine. Such a good one. I also packed my Nutrier Treatment Nourishing Scalp Serum Tea One Day. I'm on my little hair growth journey right now, and this serum has actually been showing some results for me. I love that it's lightweight, it absorbs quickly, it doesn't leave any greasy or crunchy weird residue. And I've actually noticed some new baby hair popping up, and I just feel like I'm shedding less when I'm using this one. I've tried a couple of hair growth serums, but I feel like I get most results when I use this one from Nutrier. Definitely a win so far, so of course I had to pack it with me, even though it's a little bit of a bigger bottle, but just didn't want to be without it. And here's another one I don't want to travel without. This is Body Butter from Josie Maran. This is their new scent. It's Golden Hour, and I really love this scent. It has that woody dry down with a little bit of fluffy musk to it, so super cozy and comforting to me without being overpowering. This formula is one of my all-time favorites. They always put argan oil in their products, so this one is deeply hydrating, but it still feels lightweight and absorbs really quickly, which is so important to me. I will say that if you're looking for a really rich buttery texture, this one is maybe not for you, because this one is more on the lotion side of body butters, if you know what I mean. It's just a little bit more lightweight, but this one has zero stickiness after using it, and the mini size is just perfect for travel. I also packed this Sugar Dough Post Sugaring Soothing Gel, and originally I bought it to use after my Brazilian appointments, but I ended up tossing it in my bag for a trip. And you know what? I have no regrets at all. As I've mentioned, I got sunburned pretty badly, and this stuff came through like a champ. The main ingredient here is aloe vera, and it felt so nice, so cooling and lightweight on my skin. And it just did such a good job of calming my skin. Honestly, it saved me on that trip. Of course, it didn't get rid of the sunburn, but at least it made it a little more bearable. So honestly, it saved me on the trip, and definitely a new travel must-have. And I've ended up taking these 3 travel sizes of fragrances. First we have Love Shack Fancy Forever in Love. This is Green Pear and Gardenia, and Gardenia here is really green and fresh. This one is really soft, it's romantic, it's feminine. It's pretty overall. I wouldn't say that I'm dying over it, but it's cute. Then I have Ode to Dullness from Juliet Hazegan, and this one is woody, soft, really warm, and has just a little bit of spiciness to it. I really enjoyed wearing it in the evenings. And I also brought this little perfume oil. This is Maison Louis Marie, and this is the number 13 Noel Wake. And this one is basically your coconut sweet, fruity, lactonic scent. I like the fig in this one. It's really juicy and sweet. But I feel like there's something in the dry down here. Is it amber? And I'm very particular about amber in my fragrances. And I just don't like the amber in this one, unfortunately. It just smells a little bit stale to me in the dry down, or maybe it's just the mixture of notes overall that just doesn't do it for me. But this one was just okay. I ended up using maybe it 2 or 3 times. Alright, that's everything we have fully unpacked. I actually love doing this little post-vacation recap. It's like a little travel debrief, but make it beauty and lifestyle edition. I hope this helps if you're planning a trip soon or trying to pack a little lighter like me. Don't forget to check out the Hawaii vlog. Depending on when you're watching, it might be already up or coming real soon. Thank you so much for hanging out with me while I unpacked and rambled. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you in my next one. Bye!